You may be stuck in 3D without knowing it. Bouncing between 3D and 5D is normal, and I will explain that in a minute. But there are signs or things that show that you could be or could get stuck in 3D. Hi, I'm Patricia Andrea. I'm a spiritual life coach and a manifesting expert. And I love talking about the fifth dimension since I made this video here. And I understood that there is a need to talk about this topic because many of us are ascending to a higher dimension, to a higher consciousness. And when we can share together and talk together about this, it makes everything easier and more understandable, because in the end we are not going somewhere to get to 5D or living in 5D, but we are going home, because we are already 5-dimensional beings and more dimension as well, but we are here in 3D. And to be honest, 3D is not our home. That's what is not really natural to our soul. But we were born in a physical, earthy body, and so we are in 3D. And you have to know that you will not leave 3D to get to 5D, because as I said in other videos, that 5D is not a place, it's not an actual place where you go, not a location, but it is a state of consciousness. The same as 3D. So you will always stay in both dimensions. And that's also the reason why you will be bouncing back and forth. What do I mean by that? It can be that you really feel this fifth dimensional feelings, emotions, that you feel one with everything, that you feel deep love and connection. But then sometimes maybe someone says something not nice to you and you feel anger, or you feel, say, maybe some judgment. But it doesn't mean that you have left 5D. It doesn't mean that you now are back in 3D and not able to go to 5D anymore. No, it just means that, of course, because we are living in both dimensions at the same time, it is normal for a long time, I would say, that you can bounce back and forth. But there are signs and things that it's good to know if you want to make sure that you don't get stuck in 3D. Sign number 1 is that you judge yourself and value yourself and others based on materialistic stuff. So a typical example here is you want a new phone because you see everyone else having this new phone. So ask yourself, why do you want that exactly? Do you want that people see that you have this too? Do you feel better? Do you feel more valued because you are able to get this new phone? Or do you judge and see people differently depending on what their work is or where they live? I'm from a country where a lot of people judge others based on what they do in life. Not what they do in life, but what they work. That's how Switzerland works. So several years ago, when I was around 22 years young, I went to Ireland to learn English and to just experience this amazing country. And I was there, and in this whole 3 months, I met so many people from all over the world. Not one person asked me what I'm working, or in other words, or what was there, because I was pretty young. No one asked me what I have learned, what was my education. Not one person. I met people from Spain, from the United States, from Ireland, of course, England, like from everywhere. And then it was last week that I spent there in Dublin in a pub. I went there and I met 2 Swiss people, a father and his daughter. And we began talking. No, we did not even begin to talk. I stand there and said, oh, you're from Switzerland. I'm also here. I'm here for 3 months. And then the first thing that this man, father, asked me, even before asking my name, he asked, what is your education? He really wanted to know first and foremost, what I have learned, who am I? Because he maybe thought, or in his image of the world, he could judge or think about people in a certain way depending on what they work, what they have learned, what their education is. I remember I was so shocked. And yeah, so this really explains exactly what I mean. So if you catch yourself thinking or judging about people based on not what they do in life, what they do in life for work, or what things they buy, or what phone they have, what car they have, what house they have, And also if you judge and value yourself on these things, this is something that can get you really, really stuck in 3D. It's not bad if you have that. Many of us are conditioned that way. Important is that you see it, that you understand it, that you catch yourself doing these things so you can change them, so you can get rid of these old thought patterns. Sign number 2 that you can get stuck in 3D is that you are focused on the opinion of others, of what other people think about you and about what you do or want to do in life. Listen, I hid myself and what I want to do in life and my purpose for such a long time. I remember I had never spiritual friends. I never ever talked with anyone about my spirituality, about what I see, what I believe, what I feel, because I was so scared to be judged. I always thought that the opinions of others are not important for me, but at the same time, I did not really express myself the way I am, who I am. If I would have continued focusing on the opinion of others, I would not doing what I'm doing now. I would not be able to coach such amazing people out there. I would not be able to do videos like this. And I still feel strange when certain people see my videos or they get to know what I'm doing in my life. But it's not that I'm focused on that anymore. Maybe it's strange for me sometimes, but I do not care. I do not care. So if you're living in a way that is focused on the opinion of others, this is really the 3rd dimension. Because many times people don't pursue their dreams or their purpose because of other people, or in other words, or in better words, because of what they think that other people could think about them. So I really ask you, stop looking at that. Don't be focused on what other people think about you. Because in the end, it's important what you think about yourself. And what I have seen is that if you don't walk your path, if you don't pursue your dreams and your purpose, you will never be that happy as you could be. Follow your dreams, follow your purpose, walk your path. Also because then you will attract all those people that love what you're doing. Sign number 3 that you could get stuck or are stuck in 3D is that you don't trust. You do not trust life. You do not trust the universe. You do not trust yourself maybe as well. And when you don't trust, you feel the urge to micromanage everything. And that's tiring. In the 5th dimension, you just trust. You know that everything happens for a reason. You know that it is cared for you, that you are loved, that everything will work out. But when you don't trust and you micromanage everything, you signalize the universe that you don't believe that things work out the way that you want them to work out. And that also blocks your manifestations. I know it's not easy to lean into that trust, but when you begin to ascend, when you begin to go in that higher consciousness into the 5th dimension, when you shift, then you begin to trust more and more. So don't get stuck in that not trusting. Don't get used to it. Begin to trust. And when it's difficult, begin to trust with small things. Just trust that you are cared for, that you are loved, and that the universe is here for you. Sign number 4 that you are stuck in the 3rd dimension is that you are in a hurry to get the spiritual awakening, the Kundalini awakening, shift to the 5th dimension, or get enlightened. So when you hurry there, if you really want to get there, that's really ego. And the ego is not something bad, but wanting all this spiritual stuff, wanting to be better maybe as well. So this is all the 3rd dimension. And in your pursuit to get the awakening, get the shift, you make yourself stuck in 3D. You're not better or higher as other humans, as other souls, when you have your spiritual awakening. It just means that it was time for you to awake. And of course, when you are there, when you get there, you will not have the same friends as before. You will not be with the same people. You will not see the same things that other people. But that doesn't mean that they are bad or not good enough or not on your level. It just means that it was your time and that you were ready. So do all your spiritual exercises, read all the books, watch all the videos, get coachings, do everything that brings you forward, that brings you, your soul, on this fifth dimension, on this higher consciousness. But don't hurry to get there. It is all a journey and it is beautiful, every step on the way. Sign number 5 that you can get stuck in 5D is that you are holding on old things, habits, people, places. Yes, sometimes it's scary to leave the old behind, the past behind, the known. But there's always so much that does not fit your new you. I read a quote recently that said, be around people who fit your future, not your history. I would stay with the people and the things of my past, of my history. I would not be able to sit here now and do the things that I'm doing now. I would still be taking drugs. I would still have depression, and maybe I would still hate myself. Many of my old friends have not changed what they are doing. So it came one time that I had to decide. I had to decide, do I want to continue that path? Or do I want to do what I'm really called here to do? And of course I needed a lot of time. First, I had to go out of all that chaos. I have to go through all that pain myself. But then also I had to decide what I'm doing with the things that I had around me. What I had inside, I was healing. But what do I do with the things around me, with the people, with the places, with the habits? And I understood that they are in another frequency. That life or the things that I did then with these people are in another frequency. So if I want to live in the fifth dimension and working on my purpose, I have to leave the other things behind. So ask yourself, are you still holding on things that no longer serve you, that are no longer in your frequency? Do you meet people that do not really give you power, that you feel drained afterwards, that you can feel in your body that you are not in your same frequency and you're not in the same vibration after you met them or while you're meeting them? Are there places where you feel, when you go there, you feel strange or you feel that your energy goes down? Or are there habits that you still do but do not fit to your new you? Let all go. Even if it hurts, you don't have to dislike or to hate your old friends or old places, but let them go. Let everyone be on their path, and most importantly, let yourself be on your path. Sign number 6 that you may be stuck in the third dimension is that you ignore your shadows. Yeah, in fifth dimension, it's not all love and light. Of course, there's unconditional love and you feel that everything has a reason and you feel connected to everything and everyone and most importantly to yourself. But it doesn't mean that there are not your shadows still in yourself. And one of the most important steps of reaching and of going to the fifth dimension, of ascending higher and higher, is that you accept yourself completely, that you can look at your shadows as well. As long as you suppress your shadows and only want to think positive, never have a bad emotion, to be honest, you will not shift to the fifth dimension, because you will not be whole. Only with your shadows, only casting light on your shadows, only working with them, giving them love, only then you are whole, you are complete. In the fifth dimension, you have like this, your default setting is happiness, is joy. But it doesn't mean that you don't have bad days or bad moments, or that something makes you sad, or that something triggers you. It just means that your default is joy, and that you see your shadows and your negative emotions in another way. They're just another expression of energy. And when you are whole and when you don't ignore your shadows, you are not threatened by them. You know they are part of you, or they were a part of you, and that they make you grow in a way that you grow. And I'm pretty sure that you know exactly that you have shadows and that you maybe had to live through things and moments in your life that were really dark. Because most people that have a spiritual awakening are the people that had to go through bad moments, to really dark moments. Many light workers had to struggle in their life. They had maybe a really dark childhood or depression or substance abuse, like so many things. And I think that's something that many of us light workers have in common, and that is the struggle and the pain we had to go through in life. So look at your shadows, do your shadow work, get help if you want. We are all here to help each other. And that will open your road to the fifth dimension. Do you want to know the clear signs if you have shifted to the fifth dimension? Then watch this video next. I'm so happy that you are here, and I see you in the next one. Bye!